Refinement is the process of removing impurities or unwanted elements from a substance. And that's the season we're in. We're in the season of refinement. It's not a complete rebuild, right? I feel like we've been rebuilding. We've been doing the work. We've been planting the seeds that have led up to this moment. And so it's like this feeling. I woke up today very calm. Like, for the first time in a minute, I woke up very calm. And it's not to say that I don't usually wake up calm. Today, it felt different. You know, when you just wake up and you're kind of like, time has caught up to how you feel internally. Your external is caught up to how you're feeling internally. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Okay. This is where I'm going with this. Because me even getting up on here right now, I'm like, I have the desire to act on how I'm feeling. I have the desire to speak. I just don't really know what to say. And I just found it. So, I don't know. This collective, it's been a journey. We have a story. Everyone has a story, but I feel like this collective in particular has an actual, we have a story. Movie worthy. It's just sometimes we experience things in our life where it's like, someone wrote this. Like, is this scripted? Did someone write this? This is a part of my script. You couldn't have wrote this better. And that's how life is about to start feeling like for us. This collective, we're about to start feeling that, my throat confirmation, bro. We're about to start feeling that shift from, my life is like a movie. This is happening to me again. Of course, it's happening to me again too. Oh yeah, no, my life is like a movie. Yeah, my life is a movie. It's very magical. It's magical. Something out of our wildest dreams, because the fire has been put out. And I say that because, at the bottom of the deck, leap. I say that because for the past month, I have had this 222 on my clock, as I said that. For the past month, since February, I have had this vision in my head of me in the middle of just open field, and it's fire around me. It's just a ring of fire circling around me, and I'm in the middle, calm, just sitting there watching everything burn. And this could be how you could have felt. There's a point during a spiritual journey, a spiritual healing process. There's a point when you are in your personal development journey where you become aware of your attention and how powerful your attention is. So I feel like we have this collective, you've become aware of, okay, if I don't give my attention certain things, I don't experience them as much. Like, you've experienced the reality, the downside of your reality, where it's like, okay, this is what reality feels like when I'm reactive to things. 3:29 on my clock. This is what reality feels like when I'm combative, when I'm always in defense mode. You've experienced that reality before. You've experienced almost every avenue of that reality. So now you're kind of just at the point where you've tried the techniques. This is a heavy, esoteric collective. You're really a deep thinker. You're spiritually aware. You might have spiritual gifts. If you're unaware, you're waking up to the fact that, wait, this different feeling might be because I'm actually a little different. I might I might actually have some supernatural freaky shit happening. This is a collective where it's like, now you're choosing to be like, I might as well just think positive. I might as well not be reactive. If I know that my attention to things that I don't want is going to keep them around, cut it off. I'm cutting it off. I'm done. I'm not giving my attention to things that aren't serving me anymore. I'm cleansing myself. I'm releasing my body and my reality of all these impurities. And how you do that is by taking your attention away from it. You cut that line of awareness between you and what you don't want. And you're stepping into that reality of like, I'm focusing on everything I do want. I'm focused. And because you've developed that mindset of I'm focused, nothing can distract me, because when you're distracted, when you're not focused, everything is going to be a distraction. Everything. The smallest thing is going to feel like a distraction because you're unfocused. So if you feel like, oh, I need to focus, I need to do this, this is your sign. You need to focus. You need to lock in and focus. Like we talked about in the last video, there's only a couple more days until the actual new year. Finish up strong, but you need to stay focused. Stay focused. You get nowhere by being undisciplined with your thoughts, especially when you know that my thoughts control my reality. The least you can do for yourself is to be disciplined and focused with your thoughts. As within, so without. Got off tangent. Damn it. Okay, bear with me. Right. You've now decided that I'm giving my attention to, I'm only giving my attention to things that I want to experience and that are serving me. If it's not serving me, I can't give my attention to it, which has now caused this chain of reaction effect in your reality that has led to the fire around you. 555 on my clock. And maybe that's not with you, but that's how it was like with me. And I'm channeling a similar collective that we experience the same things, because my energy it's getting freakier by the day. I told y'all Renee Radio episode 7 on my other YouTube. It's getting freakier by the day. And I'm so here for it. I'm stepping into my most authentic self by the day because I'm becoming self-aware and I'm accepting who I am in all the, it's a lot. It's a lot. But going back to the visual and relating it to you, it's almost like your calmness, your internal calm has created this external chaos. And in the beginning of this, you were like, why is all these things happening? Why is life happening to me? You were in victim mode. You were in the mode where it's like, but I feel right within. I'm thinking right. I'm doing everything right. I'm being aware of my thoughts. I'm meditating. I'm doing everything that I should be doing. Why is my reality doing this to me? And you were, like I said, you were in victim mode, and you can only know what heaven feels like when you've hit rock bottom, when you've hit hell. And a lot of this collective has been through emotional turmoil. And so you know what it's like to not feel good at all. And so now that you've actually chosen to take this leap of faith, like what was at the bottom of the deck, this leap of faith, and actually choose to feel calm, someone making a choice to choose to be calm in a situation where their past self would have lit up, would have turned up, that's a dangerous person. That's a very dangerous person, because they know their potential and they're choosing to harness it because they understand that this isn't beneficial. Me acting like that isn't beneficial to anyone. But I can still get like that. I choose not to, though. This is a collective. You're now realizing how powerful your attention is. You're realizing that, all right, I'm calm now. All of the external chaos is because I am clearing out my system. I am recalibrating my internal state. I am realigning my frequency to match what it is that I am actually in alignment with. Because everything that's leaving your life right now in this period of your life, everything that's leaving your life was not in alignment with you. It wasn't a match. How can you sit here and dwell over something leaving your life, over a connection ending, over anything that's leaving you when you're in the process of leveling up? Clearly they weren't in alignment with you. Somewhere, baby. Like somewhere, some way, they weren't. Because you're leveling up. So if you were going to level up, if this person was a match to you in your life, they would level up naturally, because you're the stronger vibrational match in the connection. If you're a strong vibrational match and you're continuing to evolve, the people around you need to rise to the surface, or they're going to sink. And that is just who you've always been. That's why when you begin to level up, people around you start falling away. You start getting into it with people. You start cutting people off. It's chaos, because you were never a match with these people to begin with. This is the price you have to pay in order to level up and get what you want. The price, it's not free. Like, everyone thinks you're about to just get this new life and it's going to be magical and whimsical, and it can be very magical, but you're completely changing your internal state to match something that you've never experienced before. For a lot of us, we just have these desires to be a part of these things and to experience these things, which requires us to completely shed our internal and reprogram ourselves to get in alignment with who we are in our true nature. So when we do that, our external is going to feel like chaos at first. Now, you guys have been through the chaos. Now you're at the point where, like I said, You're sitting in the middle, you're watching everything burn because you know, nah, fuck it. Fuck it. This is what needs to happen. This is what needs to be done. Because you're calm, you're trusting, you're a faithful person, you're a faithful student of God. And yet it was Friday, I think it was, whenever the full moon was, the recent full moon, one of my friends, the scientist, invited me to this, what's it called? She invited me out to a little, why, the word is literally leaving my brain, bonfire for the full moon. And it ended up kind of being like a ritual ceremony, almost like a native sacred. It was just very spiritual. It was very transformative. You know, we had the drums and the fire was going and people were dancing. Like, it was just very different, and it was something that I needed, and it was something that I didn't even know I liked, because I had never been exposed to anything like that before. And a big message, this isn't even a part of the message, but I feel like I should say this: environment. You need to change your environment. Do something to change your energy, right? Like, sometimes 11:11 on my clock, as I say this right now, sometimes you don't even know that you like specific stuff until you try it and you're like, whoa, okay. And I know it's very cliche, but a lot of people never try to do things. You're just so stuck with what you've been doing, and now you're comfortable and you don't ever step out your comfort zone to try new things. But it's like, no, sometimes it doesn't hurt to just try that new pizza space down there. You know, maybe go check out that new spot. Go do some things. Go get into environments that will change your energy, because you'll never know what you'll never know what you'll find in yourself at those places. Because at the bonfire, they had the music playing, and I just felt the urge to get up. I felt the urge to get up and dance, and I did. That's exactly what I did. And for the first time, you know, I actually got up and I was dancing around. And, you know, at first there was a lot of people there, but then the music began to die down and it changed. But I was still out on the floor, out on the little space dancing. And the old me, it's 12:12 on my clock as I say this, and I actually got a download today at 12:12, which is crazy. The old me wouldn't have, she would have been so scared to actually do something that would have made her happy, because she would have been afraid of how someone else would have been perceiving her the whole time. No one's even looking at you. And I think that's a big thing too with this collective, is you got to step out of your fear of rejection, especially in relation to things that actually make you happy, because some of the things that you're suppressing within yourself are some things that you're actually very good at. You need to be recognized for it, and you deserve to be praised for it, and they make you happy. So you need to release that rejection. You know, I don't know, it's just a lot of like high school, childhood, like middle school to high school could have been really significant for anyone experiencing rejection in relation to authenticity and self-expression. But it gets to a point where you got to sit here and ask yourself, like, who's running the show? Is it me? It's 13:13 on my clock. Who's running the show? Is it them or is it me? Am I in control of my life, my thoughts, or are they? You can't control how you're perceived, but at the end of the day, it's not your responsibility to micromanage how people perceive you. People are going to perceive you through the lens at which they perceive you, and through the lens at which they perceive themselves. And a lot of people don't think very highly of themselves. So you gotta pick your battles in this game of life. 12:12 got a download when I was on the treadmill. It said, don't even give these people the benefit of seeing you work. You do this for them. We do this for us, and I do this for me. You pop out with your results and make them question how. And I advised everyone in my collective to do that. Stop seeking validation from people. Stop half showing people what you're working on. Stop. Keep that happiness to yourself. Claim your happiness freely, because you know that you create it, and then pop out. Show people what you've been working on. Your progress, not even your results are your progress. Period. You have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. Nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. And I think you're stepping back into the awareness. You're stepping into the awareness of, I have nothing to prove to anyone. I've been that girl. Like I said, a lot of superstar energy, a lot of just cool guy energy. Yeah, I've been that. Yeah, I might be a natural at this. Yeah, you know what? Let me just believe in myself and see how far this can take me. Like, that's the mindset shift that you're really stepping into. Like, matter of fact, actually, let me believe in myself for a second. Hold my cards. I'm gonna go believe in myself, and let's see how far I can take this. Again, I just shuffled the deck, and Leap is at the bottom of the deck again. And like, that's the energy that you're stepping into. And I truly feel that you're stepping out of that fear of rejection, fear of, you know, being too big, that fear of claiming the reality that you actually want. Like we talked about, sometimes the environments that you're in, you just had to outgrow them. You were in the environment, you were placed in those environments to learn your lessons and get on and grow. Refinement. Talking to Kenny about this, and he was talking about refinement and how you just gotta get comfortable with change and always changing. Military babies could be significant. My man, my boyfriend, he's a military baby, and when Kenny was explaining, it wasn't even he was talking to me about how video games have made him reluctant. Playing video games had made him non-resistant to change, right? Because he was like, it's just, no matter, he was talking about 2K, and my boyfriend plays 2K, so I really, resonated with what he was saying. And he was like, it's just taught me that, like, no matter how good you get, if another game comes out, you got to start over from scratch, and your overall goes up each time. You get that experience, and you have to start over. It's not like you're starting over from zero. Your overall you're adding more onto your belt as you continue to refine and redefine yourself and place yourself in these new environments. And the only way you'll really know if you are this healed person, you are this changed person, the only way you'll be able to know that you can really do what it is that you want to do is to just put yourself in the environment and see if you sink or swim. And either way, you'll learn a lesson from it. Either way. And you're never, with all the change that we go through in life, you're never starting over at zero. Because it's not like your brain just erases all the experience you've had from these prior experiences, and circumstances. You carry that with you. And something that Kenny said to me today really stuck out and said, don't think anyone isn't worth a conversation. 1717 on my clock. Don't think anyone isn't worth a conversation, because their mere existence alone is a gift to you. Because you have no idea what anyone on the street has been through. You have no idea who God is going to choose to bless you. No idea. You have no idea how much experience and wisdom people carry just because they are themselves, because everyone else has a very intricate frequency to them. Everyone else has experienced a reality that is so tailored and fine-tuned to them that, yeah, their existence is worth the conversation. It's worth the respect. It's worth just treating people with basic human dignity. Right? And I hate that phrase, like, I don't owe anyone anything. We owe people a lot. We owe people just basic respect, basic human dignity. We owe people, we owe people our time. We owe people our conversations. We owe people just decency. And that's lacking. It's lacking a lot, but I feel like this is a collective that's just real. It's a collective that's real, and we understand that. And we do our best to be our best. And even though sometimes our reality, it gets the best of us, we're doing better by being graceful with ourselves and giving ourselves grace and understanding that I am in the ring of fire right now. This is how I'm gonna feel. I'm in the ring of fire. This is the season where I'm in the ring of fire. And the ring of fire is gone. The ring of fire it's gone now. Because, like, I brought up the bonfire to say that when I was standing, this lady, she was doing a little, a native chant, and they had the drums and the music and everything. And it was almost like I was in a trance-like state, and I was just celebrating in my head and my body how far I've come, and celebrating that for the full moon instead of, releasing. I was celebrating who I am and who I've become. And I got the vision again, and the fires were put out, and there was just rain all over the confirmation. It was just rain all over the fire, and it was put out. And 2 nights ago, when I was laying down in my bed, I can't make this up, I get the vision again right before I go to sleep, and the rain stops, and it was thundering outside. Real bad thunder and lightning out here in Georgia. And as soon as the thunder hit, right at the top, it was like the road, it was a road in front of me, it split open, and there were so many options to go through, like so many doors, so many roads and just pathways to choose from. And I feel like this collective, we're meant to be able to choose from a lot of different things in this life. Like, we're a very fluid collective where it's like, I don't plan on being one thing for the rest of my life. I plan on doing a little bit of everything. I plan on experimenting with a little bit of everything. This collective might love cutting, dyeing their hair. You're very eccentric with your style. It's just, this collective, we got our own sense of swag to ourselves. Like I said, we got our swag pack 2022 on my clock, as I said that. This collective is very intricate to ourselves. Big loner energy, big like introverted energy. But like I said, you know how to turn it on and off. 2, 3, 4. You know how to turn it on and off. Heavy only child energy, lone wolf energy, maybe underdog energy. Underdog, always felt like, oh, but I could do that better though. But never applying yourself energy. Knowing you could have more if you just applied yourself energy instead of just believing in yourself and getting it done energy. That's not, we're over that. Let me pull some cards to really see what the energy is. Tune into the portal of your heart. Mystic teachers. A lot of people, these are a lot of questions. Have you answered your deepest calling? Did we get this in the last 21 on the clock? Have you answered your deepest calling in the last videos? Maybe this is a collective where like you seek to understand. And when you can't understand something, you freeze. You're someone who needs to understand everything. You might be a big why. 1919 on this clock over here. And this leap card keeps coming out. This is a collective. Have you answered your deepest calling? Maybe what you're doing right now isn't your passion or your purpose. Maybe the route that you're taking, you're laying the seeds for a deeper understanding while still also waiting for that understanding to like hit you at the same time. And 2220, 2202. So heavy 222. Heavy. That's my grandmother's birthday, actually. So, and I never met her yet. I can hear her. So that's that. Yeah, this collective is one where you need to get your values in check, because I feel like you're a person of ethics. You don't just do anything, and you have a certain way that you think. You have a certain code of how you think, how you carry yourself. You might value professionalism. I do. You need to get your values in check, because this collective leap again at the bottom of the deck. We're going to keep this out because share your voice. Come on now. Transformation. Yeah, things are changing. Things are healing, because like I said, the fire has been put out and you're still calm. The fire has been put out. I feel like you've been searching for just a longing. You've been searching for that higher path. You've been searching for like I said, you're a questioner. In the last video, you're a questioner. And I know for me, my confidence is linked to my competence in something. So if I don't feel confident in something, if I don't know what it is that I'm doing, it's hard for me to fully trust in myself to get the thing done, because I don't know what it is that I'm doing to begin with, right? You may be someone where it's like you like structure. I used to be a swim teacher before I was doing social media, and a little bit while I was doing it. But I used to be a swim teacher, and I had to learn the charts. There's red, blue, yellow, and green. So the reds are our empathetic people. They're very sensitive, empaths. They're feelers, right? And this is not just for children. This is for humans in general. So this is very important. Yellow is our eccentric people. They're very all over the place, very ADHD kids, the children who get labeled ADHD. And then we have our blues. They're very stubborn. They like things done a certain way, and they think that they can do whatever. They think that they are the best and they can get things done, and they're just very stubborn, very, very stubborn by nature. And then we have our greens, who like structure. They ask a lot of questions, and usually without questions, they will just be quiet because they're trying to figure it out themselves. And those are the ones who are perfectionists. They tend to over excel when they know exactly what they're doing. And that's the collective. I feel like this is a lot of blue and green energy. I don't pick up no yellow energy. I feel like you can be very yellow when you're around people that you know, but for the most part, people wouldn't label you. The only people I feel like who would label you as, you know, super outgoing or super crazy and rambunctious are your close friends and family who actually get to see you because you've energetically felt them out for so long, so now your body is really comfortable with them. But like overall, it's just, this is a collective that you question everything, and as you should, because nothing about this makes sense. Like, how did we get here? Like I said, who's the creator of all of this? That just came out. The clock needs time, takes time, and cycles. Time to heal. We got the soulmate deck at the bottom of the card. Maybe you could have been heartbroken. Like I said in our last video, you got your swag back, but it doesn't mean that 1923 on my clock. You got your swag back, yes, but there will be days where you'll fall into that like, it's almost like a shame thing where you look back on all of the stuff that your oldest self, you know, the younger version of you experienced, the one who wasn't aware experienced, and it's like you start to feel, maybe shame isn't the right word, but it's like you start to feel almost, I want to say empowered, but it's a feeling that's a little bit under empowered. It's a feeling where all you can do is give yourself compassion and grace, because only you are the one who can understand how far you've come. Only you are the one who was there during it all. You were the one who understands how much you've grown. And sometimes that's the only testament to your growth, is the fact that you know, because you're not on this healing journey to prove that you are someone who can grow. You're on this healing journey to prove to yourself that you are someone who has the power and potential to expand and truly become this expansive bundle of like love. You are here on this planet to be the testament of inspiration, to show people what it's like to just change and to really mean change and to really embody change, and to show people that change is possible and growth is possible. Because like I said in the beginning, you have a story. There's a story. Like, this collective lives a movie. You're meant to be on big stages. You're meant to be in front of mics. You're meant to tell your story. You're meant to be an inspiration via your growth, your story, your growth. Your growth is meant to inspire people, and it's meant to you don't even know how intricate and aligned we all are, how much of a mirror we all are for each other. You just telling your story can heal someone else, could be the missing link that someone needed to hear in order to come to closure with something, to really see themselves fully. Your frequency, your words have the power and potential to expand and change lives everywhere nowadays. Like it's just step out of, you need to embrace this change, this transformation. Come out your cave, and you need to share your voice. It's time, and leap. Like throughout the whole thing, it's time. So if you're seeing this, it's time, but you have to go first. It's time, because the fire is out. The fires are out and you're still calm. That's how you know it's time. It's time. At the bottom of this deck, love, unconditional love. Unconditional love. Can't make this shit up. At the bottom of this deck is love as well. I can't make it up. At the bottom of this deck, protection, call back your power. Like I said, refinement. This is the season of refinement. You're redefining yourself. But you gotta go first. You gotta leap. Because that call, like we talked about in the last video, that calling, it's only gonna get louder, babe. So you can either take the leap, take the risk, be confident, brave, be bold and courageous right now, or do it another day. But someday you're gonna have to take the leap and be confident, bold, and courageous. So it really is what it is. It's just a matter of when you choose to be bold and brave. But just know that whenever you do decide to take the risk, to take the leap, you'll be loved unconditionally. You're always supported. I love you. It's your girl Mogul. Not your average radio, Renee Radio, because it's my frequency. If you like this content, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.